Well, this is unexpected. Let's talk about what the federal government is doing and why I am surprised. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I am joined by my good friend here, Flying Rich, the Flying One, and he copied my shirt, apparently.
You want me to get the red one?
No, that's okay. Gideon Optics make great optics.
I've been wearing this same shirt for 3 days, so if I was copying you, you would have been wearing that shirt for 4 days.
No, I change my shirt like every day. Sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what is going on because this is definitely interesting. Let's go ahead and first talk about the case, and this is Barnett versus Raul. This is the case that went to the 7th, and it is challenging the Illinois assault weapons ban. Basically, there was a 3-judge panel that said, hey, AR-15s are not protected arms. That's when they were trying to get their preliminary injunction. That didn't work. They asked for an en banc hearing that was denied. So now it is going to the full bench, an en banc hearing on the assault weapons ban in Illinois. I do believe that this is the case that's going to make it up to the Supreme Court, and we're going to have to see what happens there. The arguments in this case, the oral arguments, are scheduled for 9/22, which is coming up fairly shortly here. Now, with the oral arguments coming up, a bunch of different places submitted what's called amicus brief or amicus brief, however you want to pronounce it. The amici or amici, whatever you want to call them, the amici, what they do is they file paperwork saying this is why the law should stand or this is why the law shouldn't stand. The DOJ Civil Rights Division, led by everyone's favorite Indian, Miss Dillon over there, has filed an amicus brief, which is not unexpected. But what is unexpected is that the Civil Rights Division is asking to participate in oral arguments and argue against Illinois' assault weapons ban. Now, this is big. A lot of people here do not realize how big this is, but this is big. The federal government tends to not get involved in these things, but Dillon has shown that she is one of the stronger Second Amendment supporters at the DOJ, and for the Civil Rights Division to come in and ask to argue against the assault weapons ban is something that is unexpected, but a really big surprise. Rich, I'm going to go to you first. What do you think?
This is, it's a complete role reversal from the prior administration. So, wow. Yeah, it's kind of, like I said, role reversal, not exactly what you expect, especially after coming, I don't want to say a historic loss, but not quite a win on suppressors, SBRs, SBSs, AOWs.
Yeah. It wasn't a loss. It wasn't a win either. It was a
It was Lucy pulling the football.
It was Lucy pulling the football, but now we have a way to challenge it. So we're better off than what we were, just not where we want to be.
You lost one arm instead of two. Oh,
all right, Dark, what do you think?
So this is kind of interesting. And Rich and I spoke last night on the live show that I do on DLD After Dark, live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Sorry. So, I forgot I got to do the. That's my applause because I'm broke. I don't have a cool thing like John. So it's interesting to see the shift, right? I'm certainly not like a Trump apologist. I'll take the wins where we can get them. But what we have noticed is some pretty significant changes. One being, the first thing being that we haven't had the GATF attacking accessories and things like that, since the change in administration, which has been a huge shift. And I mean things like FRTs, braces, and all that. So that's been a huge shift.
Although they did deny a 80% P365.
Oh, did they really? I didn't know that was submitted.
That was submitted. The rejection letter came back.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So let's just stick on this.
Yeah. So to get to this, I guess, is what I'm getting at. So the seeing these trends where I guess I'm being surprised that things are happening that are just not even in the positive, just not negative, neutral. I'm happy with that. To see things like this happening that are actually potentially going to be using tax dollars to fight for natural rights, dude, that is a huge, huge push in the right direction. And I'll believe it when I see it because I don't trust the government.
Well, here's the thing. They can ask, the Seventh Circuit can always reject their oral arguments. They can say, we do not want the federal government arguing in this case. So it's
okay. So hold on. So run that by us one more time.
The Seventh Circuit can tell them no.
Really?
Yes, because they're not in that. Basically,
not a party to the.
Not a party. Yeah. The plaintiffs.
Oh, that makes sense.
The plaintiffs in this case said basically they're still going to argue. The federal government's time would come out of the plaintiff's time, which it would be 5 minutes.
Okay.
Basically, get up here and say, "Hey, we're the federal government. This is what we think." But I mean, I do believe either way, this case is going to go to SCOTUS. I think this is the case because it deals not only with assault weapons, but also magazine restrictions as well. So I believe that the Supreme Court, and this is just my opinion, I believe the Supreme Court is waiting to get a case so they can knock down both at one time.
So this is the right case for the Supreme Court.
Yeah, we know they're going to take one in the next couple years because they said as much. And I think this is the case.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Right. So as far as the makeup of the Supreme Court, who's next to retire? And who do we have? Now, Trump had a list on his first term of people that he would want to appoint.
Now, unfortunately,
no.
People the most likely to retire soon is Thomas.
No,
Thomas has got to live forever.
And I'll leave
base.
The two most base judges are probably the ones that are going to be retiring next.
Oh, man.
Because look, Trump appointed 3 judges, and none of them are a Thomas or an Alito. Yeah. These.
I'm hoping that his legacy outlives him tremendously. And man, yeah, that's all.
Remember the show Altered Carbon? I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Where Altered Carbon, yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They can take your brain and upload it into a new body.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need with him.
With Thomas.
Yeah.
In this one situation, I'm okay with the AI, Mark of the Beast, Skynet, all that. Do whatever we got to do to keep Clarence Thomas in there.
Yeah. Well, a federal district. It's a federal circuit court, and yes, they can tell the feds that they can't argue in front of them because they are not a party to the case.
That's interesting. I mean, I didn't know that it was formatted like that because I thought the feds can literally do whatever they want to anyone at any time because they do everywhere else in the world. Or
they have to ask. I'll give you an example. Like New Jersey wanted to argue in the suppressor case. Or was it suppressor case, or maybe which one was it? No, it was the bump stock case. New Jersey wanted to argue against that, and the court said no.
It does make sense just looking at like typical court decorum. They do usually like things to not have like the mom and dad argument, right? Like, daddy fed and mommy state, like they don't like to, they kick things back to a lower court. They like typical court decorum is to not come in and flop the junk on the table and be like, this is my hood. So I'm just using technical terms here. But I guess I'm surprised. How much more information do we have about like who was the one that got the ball rolling on this? Like who submitted? Did they submit an amicus? Who submitted the amicus brief?
Hermie Dillon, the head of the Civil Rights Division. She's actually really, really based.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And what would be?
She's really pro Second Amendment, like really pro Second Amendment.
Her name is Hermes.
Army.
Yeah, Hermie Dillon.
Hermie Dillon. So, okay. Is there any downside to this happening?
Just that they could get shut out. That's the only thing.
I mean, no, the federal government, I mean, that has a lot of sway. You can say what you want, but that has a lot of sway with the courts, the federal government, because they're a very, very, very powerful entity there, right? Also, if they're arguing in this ups the chances of the Supreme Court taking the case by a lot.
So either way, it could have legs and go to the Supreme Court.
Well, like even by them just asking to argue, it's probably increasing the chances of SCOTUS taking it.
Roger that. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with this one.
Yeah. Oh, somebody's happy that you're back, not a gun tuber.
Thank you for the one viewer that's glad that Rich is here.
The one.
Just
the
kidding.
only one.
Rich has a viewer.
All right.
JK.
Let's go ahead. I know several people tried to call in last night after we went off the air. After I went off the air, and they were upset that they didn't get to call in because I didn't leave the number up long enough before we killed it. So if you guys
number,
you guys want to call in, go right ahead. You can call in. The number is live.
The Crumpy number.
Crump 0. Don't call Crumpy. It won't go through. That's the wrong number. It's Crumpy 0. Okay, you know how many people I get people from me because they said they get somebody else to call into Crumpy.
You gotta buy that number also,
dude. The funny thing is when I first saw it, I literally thought like that's what it said, and when I said it a few times, you kind of looked like this. And you're like, dude, that doesn't say Crump Yo, it says Crumpy 0. I was like,
oh, gotta put the slash through the 0.
Yeah, good indicator. Yeah. Yeah.
Except StreamYard doesn't do that, I guess.
Yes, it's StreamYard.
This fine young gentleman by the name of Balls Deep in Vagina says, I think.
Are we using that name?
We should. Oh wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I saw the name. I didn't see the comment. Wow, man. Great name. Thank you? Question mark.
Ooh.
I'm just not really sure what that means, but whatever.
I'm pretty clear on what that means.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, I'm not down with the whole merging of innocent people.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just trolling. Well, with a name like that.
Hey guys, what's up?
Who's calling?
This is Chris Willis.
Chris, what's up,
Chris?
buddy?
Just kidding. What's up,
bud? Chris, if you don't know, subscribe to the channel when I had less than 100 people. Probably when I had less than 50 people.
Dang.
What do you think about the DOJ Civil Rights Division wanting to argue against the assault weapons ban?
Well, it's always a good thing if they're arguing against the ban. So
yeah, and we got some folks here that are that this would impact. We'll just say that. like in viewership.
Really surprised me. Oh, by the way, if you are from Michigan, I need your help. Email me at info@crumpy.com, info@crumpy.com, info@crumpy.com. If you're in Michigan.
I know someone in Michigan.
Really?
One of the producer of the show. I'll say that.
All right. Well, get him to get in touch with me.
Kurt 24, the producer of the show.
Should I text him now?
Yeah, text them.
Yeah, I missed you guys at Goals a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I was not there. I was on a tropical island.
He was on the.
He was buying a tropical island. It had blue and white buildings on it. Nobody's talking about it. I don't know why.
It had nothing to do with a particular plane that's been in question over the past decade. Did you make it to Goals or no?
No, I didn't make it. I was trying to work it out to where I could get there, but it just didn't work out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I will be at SHOT though.
I plan on being at SHOT as of now. We'll see. Dude, I would love to go to Goals next year, but the whole change in location is a little twicky. I hear a lot of vendors that buy.
Yeah, that's going to make it tough for me too.
Yeah.
That's a long drive.
Are you in Illinois, Chris?
Oh, Louisiana.
No, I'm in Alabama.
Alabama. I knew it was one of the southern states.
Alabama. I was just curious.
So,
I wasn't
yeah,
sure.
when Goals was right there in Knoxville, Knoxville was only 3 hours away from me. So
yeah. I thought Knoxville was 4 hours away from me. Turns out it's about 8 hours away from me. So that changed.
How would you know? Oh yeah, you were there last year.
Yeah, but that was different. I shared the drive time with someone, which is exactly why it seemed like it was only 4 hours because we shared that. Anyway,
that helps.
Yeah. So what do you think about us actually seeing some positive things taking place in the divided states of embarrassment?
I'm glad not to have to worry about things so much. You know, I try to stay positive as much as possible, but, you know, things were looking bleak if certain person or people weren't elected this time around. Try not to get too political, but, you know, reality is reality, and
feel free to.
if you got the wrong person, I think we'd be screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's no secret that there's been a lot of things that Trump has done that a lot of us are displeased with. But look, I don't care who's in the Oval Office if we're making progress with our natural rights, period. You know, I wouldn't care or give credit to the last administration if we made. I mean, look at some of the massive progress. I will say, Crump has totally pulled me out of the gutter on how absolutely black-pilled I was about taking action and just activism in general. I was totally just like, it doesn't matter. Voting doesn't matter. It's all rigged. It's all a game. And I started to see that we started actually making good, positive, changes. And we, all of a sudden, boom, we got brewing. And then from there on, it started compounding, and that's kind of what it is. Like it's a sprint, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, right? And I guess just a bunch of sprints. But either way, it's these little compounding things that over time end up, partly restoring some things in the end. I don't know if we'll ever truly be back to where we're supposed to be, but in my opinion, it's a good thing to see the progress, and it's brought me back to getting more involved and believe it. Dude, the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act had me dialing. It's taken a lot for me to actually get more involved. Usually all I do is go on my show and complain, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern on DLD After Dark.
Okay, somebody asking.
Right. Well,
Go ahead. I want to get.
I
this
tend to
question.
not make calls when it comes to getting active, but I send a lot of emails. I go find the congressmen and senators' email addresses, and I spam the shit out of their emails.
Yeah. Mark Anderson only. He says it was always going to be a gunfight. These kind of people refuse correction, judges to congressmen, corporations. And he says, say out loud, Father, I accept Jesus as my Savior and King. Give me grace and mercy in Jesus' name. Amen. You're looking at 3 saved men, my friend. Yeah, start that comment there.
Yeah. Okay, I think he went the Vermont case. I think he is talking about is the Vermont Federation of Sportsmen Clubs versus Birmingham. The reason why I think that this case is better than that case, one, it's farther along. And 2, that case is actually stayed until one of the cases that were wrapped into this case. The Illinois case was a bunch of different cases that are wrapped together. And there's Jordan.
How
Hi,
cool would it
Jordan.
be if Jordan dialed in, huh?
And Jordan. What's up, Jordan?
Oh, if anybody else wants to dial in, I'll bow out and I'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you.
Well,
All right,
we
Chris.
appreciate you, Chris Bullis. Have a good
Say
one.
hi to the fam.
Yeah. So that's the reason. It's been appealed to the Second Circuit Court, but it's not to the Second Circuit yet. Where this case, oral arguments is already going to happen on the 22nd, and I will be listening to that, and I probably will be streaming the oral arguments to that.
That was a big issue for me in the divorce. Oral arguments.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
so that's why I think this is because you have like NAGR versus Lamont, and this is like it's docketed, but it's stayed until that gets heard. So if that makes any sense, but yeah, I have a spreadsheet that tracks a bunch of different there's a bunch of different cases going through challenging magazine bans or assault weapons bans. Out of the 9th, we have Duncan versus Bonta. 10th is Gates versus Polis. 2nd is NAGR versus Lamont, which is Connecticut. Delaware, Gary versus Jennings. Then we have Illinois, which is NAGR versus Naperville. Maryland, Snopes versus Brown, which was denied cert. So that's
Maryland.
Capon versus Campbell out of Massachusetts. Association of New Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs versus Plinkin. New York, you have Lane versus James. In the 9th, you have Oregon Firearms Federation versus Brown. Rhode Island, Ocean State Tactical versus Rhode Island, which was also denied cert. Then you have the Vermont case we talked about. You have a Washington State. You have Hartford versus Ferguson. DC, you have Hanson versus DC.
Hey, gentlemen, I apologize. I got to jump. I just want to say thank you for letting me jump on. It's good to see positive movement. And Rich, what is that in the background there?
He did a
That's you.
first interview.
He did a cartoon. Did you hold on? So is there a new video on DLD After Dark?
Yes, there is. I saw it.
Is there also a
Last
new
night's
video
video.
on Flying Rich Firearms?
Mm-hmm.
Should people go watch that video?
Yep.
After this, go watch those videos, but we're going to wrap up here. I have a lot to do.
All right, I'm gonna run. Love you long time. DLD After Dark. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, I almost clicked end the stream. Let me just leave instead. Okay, hold on. Don't end the stream. Leave studio. Okay. Me love you long time. Bye. Knives at Definition Knives.
All right, there goes Dark. He is out of here. Bye, Dark. And Rich, we're gonna wrap up here as well.
All right, Crumpy.
So thank you for coming on. Thank you for everyone out there for watching. There are some positive movements going.
And my next video, that's a clue on what my next video is.
Okay. Yeah, I might be able to do that. I'll put together a spreadsheet with well, I do have a spreadsheet with different cases, different areas of the Second Amendment of all the cases that I'm tracking right now. Maybe I'll put it on how about a website? Do a website with it. I think that would be good. But yep. With that, we're out of here. Thank you so much for watching and have a great